Hello and welcome to the Daily Lawyer Podcast. Today's podcast is in collaboration with ADR Bar, which is an exclusive pioneering effort to have ADR practitioners. ADR is alternate dispute resolution, which under its ambit includes arbitration, conciliation, and mediation. Primarily, we'll divide it into arbitration and mediation. And hello and welcome to the Daily Lawyer Podcast. My name is Jana Krishnan. I'm your host. And today's episode is going to be a series of a lot of episodes in collaboration with ADR Bar. It is a pioneering effort, one of its kind bar, which is a group of lawyers and law professionals, actually not just lawyers and law professionals, but ADR professionals, alternative dispute resolution professionals, who are banded together under this wonderful umbrella of ADR Bar to propagate the practice of alternative dispute resolution, which broadly is arbitration and mediation. And my guest today is one of the founders of ADR Bar, which is Advocate E.O. Mendes. Hello, sir. Welcome.
Welcome. Yes, pleasure to be on your podcast.
Thank you, sir. So I just want to take a minute to I think it'll take a lot longer than a minute to go through your profile, but I'm going to try my best. Mr. Mendes or Advocate Mendes has been a litigator for over 30 years. He's based in Goa, but practices literally all over the country. He's very well versed in trials and litigations and is an expert in maritime law. He is an avid campaigner for mediation and is involved in a number of mediation, whether it is mediation competitions, whether it is judging, whether it is policy making when it comes to mediation, not just in India, but all over the world, mediation and arbitration. And he wants to bring his extensive experience, his insights, and his vision for mediation and arbitration to India through this ADR Bar initiative. So, sir, thank you so much for being here. And I know I'm also extremely excited to be associated with ADR Bar and the vision and the impact that we all seek to have through this. But I'm just going to go back and I'm going to hand over the mic to you so that you can tell me, how did this start and why did you think of joining hands with Sameer Shah to start something like this?
Well, Sameer and myself first met in Hong Kong over the WIS arbitration moot. And there, while we were there, we saw a lot of students, we saw a lot of aspiration of the students.
Sir, I'm sorry, I'm just going to interrupt because I want to clarify what is WIS arbitration moot for probably those who don't know anything about it. So maybe you can tell them what is a moot. Imagine that the people who are listening have never heard of the word moot, nor have they heard WIS. So can you just take a minute to just clarify that?
A moot is generally what students do by way of a mock trial or a mock preparation for dispute resolution. Whether it's litigation, whether it's mediation, whether it's arbitration, but the mini courts are called moots. And when we call the WIS is actually originating in Vienna, and the WIS East originates in Hong Kong. It's a whole culture by itself, wherein international students from all over the globe get together to discuss international commercial disputes under the CISG. And as a result, students are given exposure to dispute mechanisms under the arbitration practice in international commercial trade, goods and services. So that's how we met out there in Hong Kong, because at that time, both of us are passionate about ADR. And while discussing, we got to know that we also shared a common passion in mediation. And to tell everyone, one thing is I like to tell everyone that the common notion that mediation is a cheap option is not the motto of our foundation for mediation. That mediation is a speedy process is also not the motto of our propagation of mediation. That mediation is an alternate to litigation is also not the foundation for a propagation. But what we want to tell them is that mediation is either amicable or appropriate depending upon the circumstances and it is an additional tool in the dispute resolution mechanisms. So it is something that all young lawyers and law firms and law practitioners need to have in their kitty or in their bag to provide a complete holistic service to their clients.
So just clarify to those who probably don't know, what exactly is mediation?
Now, mediation is a method by which two persons who have a dispute require the assistance of a third neutral to help them in communication, and the mediator or the neutral is able to assist the parties to better understand the conflict that surrounds their dispute and to get the parties to find within themselves or outside themselves creative solutions for a better dispute resolution.
So essentially, you work as in a mediator works to sort of talk to the parties and get them to sort of come together, whether it is settle, whether it is solve their dispute in a way that both of them are happy. Will that be a dumb?
That would be too generalistic. What actually we do is we first find out what the parties need for themselves rather than the issues. Their needs are of primary concern. Then we see what are the bottlenecks or the hurdles in communication with each other, and we help them overcome these bottlenecks. We help them understand each other's different viewpoints, and then we get the parties or encourage the parties to find out creative solutions within themselves. And we test them in reality testing. We test them against generating options for better future prospects. And that is how we get the parties who know their dispute and who know their solution to find it amongst themselves.
Yeah, so it's the fascinating part about mediation is it's completely opposed to the traditional way that we view lawyers. Like, it is completely opposed to the way it's adversarial. The law profession part is adversarial, but mediation is completely opposite that. We try to collaborate and bring about a harmonious resolution, which is...
Yes, that's exactly the main purpose of the mediator, is to get parties to work together, to collaborate to a joint effort of trying to find out what are the log jams in their relationship, what are the difficulties in their relationship, and what do they need to sustain a future.
Absolutely. Sir, I just want to sort of drill a little bit more on this very point as to why the topic of ADR bar or the initiative of ADR bar came, because like we discussed right now, mediation is completely opposed to the traditional adversarial way of lawyering, if I can say that, or dispute resolution. And but we all know in some ways that the traditional way of dispute resolution wasn't really getting most people anywhere, and maybe because of the delays in the justice system, not just here but all over the world, justice was not felt to be done, seemed to be done, or felt to be done. So is that one of the reasons why you are seeing a rise of mediation and you are being such a campaigner for mediation? What really are the driving factors for starting ADR bar?
Now, the driving factors for starting ADR bar is that we wanted to raise the type of practice that alternative dispute resolution currently is in to a higher level, or a level equivalent to the regular dispute mechanism practice, which is the lawyering practice. Currently, not just in India, but throughout the world, what happens is that even if it is arbitration, it is still in the hands of litigating lawyers. And they spend the main work time in litigation and devote arbitration to the spare time. So we are trying to see that arbitration gets a full-time practice like any other regular practice. And on the same platform, we want to bring mediation, not as an adjunct 1 hour, 2 hour standby, or as an extra income generating thing, but the main faction of a dispute resolution.
Yes, I am totally with you, and I hope that with with not just the ADR bar, but a lot of other initiatives to propagate mediation, we actually realize this in the coming decade, I think. So what are your expectations of the ADR bar? As in, what do you...
Now, my vision with an ADR bar is, it is not just going to be a platform where professionals join, put their membership, and we meet once in a week, or we have a talk, we have a discussion, and we have a social networking. No, that's not the purpose. The purpose of the ADR bar is first to prepare a set of professionals with the highest standards of work practice and ethics. So this is what we want to bring. We want to up the level of this. Two, we want to encourage the youngsters to find a prominent place within the dispute mechanism within the country. Because today, they are the future of dispute mechanism. They are young. Their minds are more able to mold itself to the new technology. There is online dispute, which is in virtual field. There is the metaverse coming in. So therefore, we need to have the younger brains, the younger minds also to come, but we need to give them a higher platform. So this is one of the reasons. Two, we want to bring a platform whereby the industry that requires the services and the service provider, that is the actual practitioners, can meet on a common platform, and we can have a policy making that caters to both sides. So the whole purpose of ADR bar is to bring out a holistic improvement of the whole practice of dispute mechanism.
Yeah, and just to add to what you said, it's not restricted to lawyers. The ADR bar, it is essentially any ADR practitioner. I think this may be a little confusing. So maybe you can clarify here that who else other than lawyers are ADR practitioners?
Now, if one looks at the arbitration and conciliation initially, the proceedings, or how arbitration initially came, it came from the guilds of England, in which there were professional guilds, and disputes amongst themselves were referred to the wisdom of the leadership. So therefore, they were not lawyers at that point of time. It then moved away. So today, in construction industry, in sports industry, in the medical industry, there could be people whose specialized skills and knowledge have a greater impact in dispute resolution as far as arbitration is concerned. As far as mediation is concerned, the mediator is not concerned with the merits of the matter, is not concerned with the rights and wrongs of the parties. He is a person who is concerned with people management. So it is people management skills. People like anybody who has got a thorough experience in any social field, or one who can manage people, manage communication, they are going to be the persons who will ultimately bring about a resolution by mediation in society. So therefore, it need not be just lawyers or people from the legal professionals, but anyone who can manage time and people.
Yeah, I mean, this throws open to the doors to so many more professions, and then it kind of helps us integrate on and sort of cross function within various professions. So just to recap what you essentially said, and you can correct me if I'm wrong, when it comes to arbitration, when we are talking about non-lawyers, arbitration, the people who act as arbitrators are more in the nature of experts in that particular field. But when it comes to mediation, you don't need to be a subject matter expert. All you need to be is someone who is sort of mature enough and neutral enough that he can and has the intention to collaboratively get to a solution.
More than anything, he has the people management skills.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah. Which is the main thing that I left out. Oh dear. Yeah. So who is the ADR bar? Who does it cater to?
See, as far as we are concerned, we are catering to the professionals in arbitration and mediation. We are catering to students who have a desire to venture into this profession of alternate dispute resolution. We are catering to the society at large who need mediation or arbitration for dispute resolution mechanisms. We also, as I said, cater to the industry. That is the commercial houses where there are chambers of commerce, there are chambers of industry, there are large groups of business houses that have got a dispute mechanism within them, general counsels from or what they call internal counsels from big law houses. We cater to all of them.
And how will they sort of benefit from ADR bar? As in, what is the
what we have is we will be able to provide them or assure to them that the ADR bar will ensure a panel of professionals of the highest standards with the highest ethics. One. Two, we will be able to provide them a platform for easy research or what we call due diligence about the persons whom they want to seek. Similarly, professionals will also be able to see the type of employers or type of industry that they have and perhaps hone their skills in a particular frame or particular range of dispute resolution. In addition, ADR bar also positions itself to be a liaison with the government in policy making. And that we will be able to get from the feedback from the practitioners, feedback from the users.
Oh, so this is the ADR bar is like the bridge between the practitioners of ADR and the users. And the users, knowingly, unknowingly, we have to make them understand that, hello, you need this. And they can find arbitrators. They have a roster of arbitrators, roster of mediators, and all the support infrastructure as well that you may need.
One thing you are making clear, we are not going to administer the dispute mechanism. Like various other organizations that administer arbitration or now internal houses are coming to administer mediation, we are not going to be administering it. We are not going to have a case management system. We are only going to cater to the professionals and to the industry that requires.
So we are only the bridge, but we are not the platform.
We are like I would say, this is like a rolling bridge. We are the bridge, but we do not have a control room that will control the passengers moving up and down.
Yeah, correct. So what is your role in the ADR bar? And
now in the ADR bar, I am happy to be one of the court trustees that founded this ADR bar. And along with Jamshed of the International Lawyers Alliance, who has been a tremendous support to us. So we are providing this also as one of the adjuncts that flows out of the ILA. Now, having said that, what is my role in this? My role is to provide the support, see that the vision that we have is put into it. We will have a central committee that looks after the central issues. Then we have regional committees that will look at regional development, regional and cater to regional size of professionals in each stream, in mediation, in arbitration, as well as in education. So these are going to be our three focus areas. I will be concentrating a lot amount in the mediation side, in the education side, and I have a pet project that I'm trying to get on board or off board, or rather in the wind, so to say, which is the maritime mediation moot competition.
And that's the first of its kind.
Yes.
Yeah.
Nowhere in the world there's a maritime mediation moot.
Yeah.
There are maritime arbitration moots, one in India and one arising out of Australia, traveling the world.
Yeah. But sir, when you speak about education, like you did give an idea of what the arbitration panel will do or what the mediation panel will do. But what exactly is this education panel?
Now, the education is going to be in three parts. One is education of the student into the subject of ADR, alternate dispute resolution, how it takes place, the principles of how an arbitrator or how arbitration practice should take place. So there are two parts to it. Same way how a mediator and how mediation advocacy should take place. Similarly, we are also going to train insofar as the industry is concerned, how the industry, that is the CEOs or the decision makers, how they will be ready or prepared for dispute mechanism systems when they are called upon to participate. So therefore, these are the three ones that we will do. We are also going to have what is known as continuous professional development, wherein the professionals who are enrolled with us will be encouraged to constantly develop themselves, to constantly improve their skills, and make sure that they are a professional of the highest caliber available in the market.
So this is like a multifaceted training
Yes.
to ensure that the one of the founding principles of ADR bar, which is having the most well-trained professionals of the highest caliber and ethics, continues to be maintained.
Yes. Yes.
And also training students, because they obviously we all know what is what they get trained in law school. You don't get extensive training at all in this subject. So training students into the subject, that's very, very important, because like you said, they are the future. And for those who are not lawyers, I think it's pretty obvious how this training will be very useful. So I mean, I have been hearing about the ADR bar, so I'm very excited about this. But I really hope that the sort of the world buys into this, and we are all able to, take it forward and march ahead with everything that we envision. But just to sign off, what is your vision with ADR bar? Your big vision.
My big vision in the ADR bar is to ensure that we have a set of professionals in the dispute mechanism field that the users or the disputants are going to feel very satisfied with. That they're not going to go back and say, oh my gosh, litigation was bad, arbitration was not so good, and mediation is also not up to hope. So we don't want that to happen.
Sorry. So essentially, you want to give, you're speaking to my heart right now, but essentially you want to give people who are in a dispute, you want to give them, you want them to feel that somebody fought for me, or somebody was there in my corner. And, and today, the fact is that litigants don't feel that,
Yes, they don't feel that.
Yeah, all of us.
They just feel that they are at the end of a broomstick.
Yeah, absolutely. Tossed about in the winds. And it is also like that, to be honest. They have no control over what is happening in their matter. So you're literally giving control back to them, and you're saying that here are these professionals, they hold themselves accountable, we hold them accountable, and we are giving them all of these tools to make sure that they are giving you the best service that is possible.
That's true.
But that is so amazing, and I pray that we are able to, all of us together, we can band together and do that. So any last words, anything you want to tell, anything that I've missed asking you about the ADR bar?
What I would like to especially make a call to my lawyer colleagues: do not be like the dinosaur who will vanish one day. If you are not ready to embrace what's coming in the future, you will lose out in the race.
So true. And I think your message is also very relevant even to students, not just lawyers of various ages, from a young lawyer to a very experienced lawyer, but even students. Because right now, I think they need more direction in what they can do and how they should do. So thank you so much, sir.
Thank you, Jenna. It was a pleasure to be speaking with you on this podcast of yours.
Thanks, sir. Thank you. I hope to see you soon, very soon. Yes. And in the meanwhile, if anybody wants to get in touch with ADR bar, we will leave the links at the bottom. But is there anything that you want to say? Can anyone get in touch with you directly?
That's true. They can get in touch with me right at the ADR bar. I think we will have a web page out. We will have contact links up there. And I think at least that's what my LinkedIn profile shows, that I'm a heavily researched or searched person.
Oh, lovely. So then there is no problem. Then we can leave those links and everyone can get in touch with you. Thank you so much, sir, for making time.
Welcome. Yeah.
And I'll see you soon.
Right. Bye.